Welcome to a video on how to build stuff. Now the Bread Empire, which is of course my country on TNT and just in general, has quite a distinctive building style, and so today I'm going to be explaining how to build like the Bread Empire. So to begin with, you need a block palette which should look a little something like that. So you can use either stripped or regular spruce. I'm going to use regular spruce, but feel free to substitute it for stripped. So first of all, you're going to need to do something like this. Oh, I almost forgot, you need one thing, which is grey glass panes. Those are important. 5 blocks tall, and once you get to the 5th block, you do that. This is going to be the main thing around the outside. I'm not sure what you'd call it. And this, of course, going up to about here. Now, the calcite is to make the windows more interesting, and there's kind of 2 ways of doing this. Oh, and you can use trapdoors as well if you want. I'm going to use the way that I usually do it. Around the top half of the window, but you can do it either way. And of course that goes across there. This might look kind of terrible because I've not built a building like this in ages. Here seems like a good place for the door, so I'm going to leave a gap there for the door. And repeat the process across this side. A little something like this. At this point it should look something like this. Alternatively, I suppose you could change the stuff at the bottom. Like that, for example. Just add more interesting things because this kind of looks terrible. I've always struggled with the door bit as well. But I'd say just do usually something like that. The door obviously goes there. Now we're going to need to do the floor, so let me just work out the coordinates. That's positive, positive. Break along the floor and count as you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's the wrong block anyway. So I think we need to add 10 each. So then you're going to need to do /fill, 10, same level, 10. Planks, and on Java Edition oak planks of course, but on Bedrock it's just planks because they haven't updated it properly. Stupid Mojang. Repeat this process around all the sides. Now it should look something a bit like this, or just planks if you're doing it. Just substitute these strip logs for spruce planks. And now we just copy this wall around the outside. I'll do an example and then I'll skip past the rest. But this time the windows are going to be a little different because there's no door there. And you might have guessed what this is already from that other bit. But what we need to do is essentially we need to add another pillar just here. Now it should look something like this. It's coming along fairly well. At this point the building should look something a little bit like this. Now you have a choice here to either make it 1 floor or 2 floors. I'm going to do it 2 floors for this. So if we go just here I believe, and then fill the planks once again. Should look something a bit like this. Now here's where you can recreate it if you want, but to save time I'm going to use old reliable structure blocks, which are unbelievably useful, trust me. The most important tool of building. So useful, unless you have world edit obviously, in which case they're a fair bit less useful. Just call it literally anything, it doesn't matter. Save it to disk if you want, but just use save in memories for this session so it gets rid of it when you log off, and save to disk is permanent. If we just do the right amount, which is trial and error, work it out. Oh, and I'd also recommend before you do this, sort out all the inside lighting. So I usually just put it in the corners. but most people would do it a bit more interesting than that, because that kind of sucks. Do this, shift click to get the structure block, no, control click. Control middle click selects a block with all the data. So as you can see, it's got the data, then shift click, shift right click to get it just there, and bam, you clone it. So it should look a little like this now, which obviously we've got to fix this up. And that is looking like a certified bread building. Now it's time for the roof, which is always a hassle. Now there's a lot of different ways you can do the roof. You can do it going inwards into like a triangle shape, which will look stupid, but unless you do a flat top, in which case it looks fine. Or you can do a kind of slab based roof. There's a lot of choices for the roof. Usually I use granite and dark oak for the bread roofs. Granite being on the outside and dark oak on the inside. So just do this until you've built the roof. Here we go, we've got the basic outside frame, and now we start adding the dark oak. So it looks something like that. Obviously you've got to keep the trim along the outside. That's very important for the look, otherwise it'll look awful. Something like that, and if you can just imagine that being along the whole thing. And now for this bit, we've got to keep it consistent with the rest of it. A simple spruce wood wall should do. If you want to make this into an attic, you can do that as well. That obviously won't look like that. It'll... now here we encounter an issue. So easy solution, just don't be an idiot like me and actually build it right. That should work. It doesn't work. Oh my god, what have I done? Figure something out, basically. You're on your own for this one. I still screw that up to this day. There we go, we've got the front of the building. How would you go about fixing this? I'm not really sure, to be totally honest. I'll show some example ones at the end which I didn't screw up. Like I said, I've not done this in ages. This is what you're going to need the most. This is the Bread Empire official bush. It looks something like that. So feel free to just add those around places. I kind of prefer it if it's like that, but most people don't like that because it looks kind of flat. So up to you really. Now staircase is optional. Use ladders if you're lazy, like me. Or you can do an actual staircase. Going to be turning this bottom floor into a fairly simple front desk for an office. So you're literally just going to need planks, slabs, and a spruce trapdoor. First you're going to need the actual thingy. Use blocks for the corners and slabs for the rest of it. And then finally the trapdoor just there. Now you've got your desk. Simple, yet effective. Let's do some seating, which you can use signs for, of course. Some sofas. I prefer the ones that look like this, personally. So maybe you'd have stairs somewhere around here. Not really sure. Just simple sofas like that. And here's an optional one. A fireplace. You'll have to add a chimney for that, but that's simple enough. I'll show you a chimney design in just a second. Now for the fireplace we would need stone bricks, iron bars, and of course fire itself. Simple yet effective. If you want to make it better, add some walls at the sides. And then you can even do something like that, which looks like it's capturing the smoke and sending it up through the chimney. And here we go, here's the bottom floor. Simple, yet effective. Now a good chimney design, on the top of the roof might look something like one of these two options right here. We've either got a little bit of a fancier one just here. They all involve campfires because that's just how you do it. Yeah, kind of a fancier one. Obviously all of these just change the length however you want. Or a more traditional, simplistic one, which I prefer to use. It's up to you. Use bricks as well as stone bricks if you want. Not both, because that would probably look terrible. 2 chimney designs. And let's not let these spruce trapdoors go to waste, because we got more uses for them. Check it out. They don't say that trapdoors improve everything for nothing, trust me. And you can even put them on these, which looks much better than before. Yep, that's a big improvement already. Don't forget to add them on the bottom though, otherwise it'll look a little bit goofy and unbalanced. And there you go, that's what the front of a Bread Empire building should look like. If you enjoyed the tutorial, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you.